Take a moment to find yourself in a comfortable position. Allow your feet to be symmetrical beneath you, just on this inside line of the shoulders. The knees flex very slightly as you sit back and down through your hips. A tiny amount, just enough to unlock the knees, to soften the ankles, to feel your lower back relax. Allow your chest to be soft. Release your shoulders so that your hands want to fall on the outside of your legs comfortably. Soften your neck so that the crown of the head floats upward. Imagining that from up above your head, rain begins to fall. A warm rain. And this nourishing, revitalizing liquid flows down over the front surface of the body. Feel it wash down over the forehead, softening that space between the eyebrows, relaxing the eyes, softening the temple. Release your jaw. Relax your tongue and soften your throat. As this fresh, clear qi flows down past your throat, feel it move down over your chest, softening there, just letting go of anything that you're holding on to. Soften your solar plexus. Relax your upper and then your lower abdomen as this clear qi washes down over the fronts of the hips, and it flows down over the front of the thighs. Softening the knees. Releasing the front of the lower leg, that musculature that runs along the shin, that tibialis anterior muscle. Softening the ankle and the tops of the feet. Releasing the toes. And then that rain pouring down off of your body flows down into the ground, at least a few meters below the feet. And again, awareness moving up above the head. Fresh, clear qi flowing down from the sky. This time allow it to wash down the back surface of the body. Feel it flow down over the back of the head. Take your time as it moves down over the nape of the neck, softening everything there, further releasing the head as though it's floating upward. It washes down between the shoulder blades, over the scapula themselves so that they relax down the back, softening away from the spine slightly. Moving down over the mid-back and warming and softening the lower back. Take your time here as well. Feeling the hips soften, the tailbone begins to sink downward toward the ground. Release your glutes. And then this fresh, clear chi washes down over the backs of the legs, softening the hamstrings, easing that space behind the knees. Releasing the calves. Washing down the Achilles to the heel, and then down into the earth. Take your time. Once more, your awareness moves up above your head to where this gentle chi fall is occurring, touching the top of the head, allowing it this time to flow down over the lateral sides of the body. So feel it wash down over the temples, opening into the ears, softening further the jaw. And as it cascades down the sides of your neck, over the tops of your shoulders, again, feel it release your neck so that your head further floats upward effortlessly. And all the while, your shoulders are released down. And this clear chi flows down the length of the arms, carrying everything down toward the hands, softening the upper arms, and then the elbows. Feel it moving down to the lower arms, to the wrists, the hands, over the fingertips, and into the ground. And then from beneath the arms, flowing down the rib side. It washes down the ribs, softening and easing this whole area. Washing down sides of the abdomen, this whole hypochondrial area, lateral side of the hips. Everything is effortlessly let go, falling through the body toward the earth. Sides of the thighs release as much as you're able. Softening the knees, the lower legs. Sides of the ankles. And imagine that this fresh, clear chi again flows down past your feet and into the earth. And notice how as you imagine this shift, that your center of gravity shifts and settles, and it's even easier to release and relax your feet. This visualization is very useful. Once more, falling from the sky, this fresh, clear chi touching the top of the head, and this time you'll allow it to move down through the center line of your body. So it washes down through the body, behind the eyes, flowing down through the throat, washing down into the chest cavity, down through the upper abdominal cavity, into the lower, cleansing and strengthening the organs there, flowing down through the pelvic cavity, and then feel it washing through the hips as your hips soften and it moves down through the centers of the legs, through the knees and the lower legs, the ankles and the feet, and from the bottom of the feet down into the ground. Take your time. effortlessly releasing the weight of your body through the body, out of the body, into the ground. And then when you're ready, the awareness moves up, resting behind the navel, between the navel and the spine, what we'll call the middle dantian here. Your breath is comfortable and natural. As always, if you notice your mind wandering off, don't pull it back. Don't try to push away whatever distraction is occurring. Simply release the distraction. Release that which is causing your mind to tense up and leap away, and allow it to settle naturally back with this very light intent to just be here, present and quiet. And then when you're ready, gently circling around the navel, your awareness following effortlessly this movement beneath the palms inside the body. Taking your time. Continuing until you feel that your abdomen has softened, your lower back has released a bit further, your breath is comfortable. Perhaps you feel your dantian getting warm, and then we change direction, gently spiraling back inward. Emphasizing a nurturing, comforting feeling. Successively smaller and smaller circles, disappearing internally. Again, your awareness rests quietly. Don't hold your attention. Avoid trying to focus or to concentrate by squeezing the mind. Rather, simply allow your awareness to rest as though you drop a pebble into water and it naturally sinks down and just comes to rest at the bottom of the pond, here inside your sea of chi. Anytime something tends to stir the pebble and wants to pull it away, simply calm the waters by softening your body, softening your mind. Avoid grabbing at it with your mental grip. When you're ready, the hands sliding around the waist, gently keeping your shoulders soft. Avoid allowing your hips to come forward. Don't lean back. Don't tighten your shoulders. If this is difficult for you to do, it's okay to turn your hands so that the backs of your hands are resting, or the tiger's mouth on the side of the hand. But if you can and your shoulders are comfortable, gently begin sliding up and down, softening your lower back. The weight pouring downward. If I soften and lean to my left, the weight pours down my left side. The right side becomes light and empty, and then I switch. And the left side becomes light and empty. The weight flows down into the ground. Just letting go. Avoid turning downward or turning upward. Allow the movement to open the sides of the body. Opening the side, avoid closing the other side. Keep that softened long. Don't pull down on the closing side. A little softer with each movement, a little more expanded, more length occurring. The breath is comfortable and natural. When you feel that you have softened the sides of the body, gently opened the sides of the spine, your hips are a little bit more relaxed, begin tapering the movement. Smaller and smaller. Again, maintaining this quality of a gentle sitting through the hips. Don't allow your hips to float forward or locking your knees. Everything stays soft. And then you slide your hands around the waist, covering the navel. The small stone of your awareness sinking down through your body, resting in that space beneath your palms. When you notice your mind wandering off, don't grip, let go. It may seem like a tiny difference now, but the end result is completely different. If you try to control your mind, you'll be controlling it forever. Your mind becomes more and more tense, more and more rebellious, because you're using mental tension to try to get the mind to be still. If instead you practice releasing mental tension, allowing the mind to settle, you become better and better at this still, soft quality. Just being present. Gentle circles with your tailbone, keeping your hips in relatively the same location. Your shoulders are relatively still, tilting your pelvis, keeping your knees soft. At some point, changing directions. As though you are dragging a tail of a snake or a long turtle tail, and it drags between your feet as you circle your tailbone. Softening one hip and softening the other. Softening your lower back, softening your belly. And then larger circles. Changing direction. Allowing your hips to circle around the perimeter of your feet, as long as it's comfortable. Always emphasizing a release to generate the movement rather than a clenching. Just as with the mind. Utilizing your capacity to let go, to make space, to generate the movement. You would continue with this movement until you began to feel an openness and a softness through the lower back, through the hips, through the waist. Releasing the sides especially. Softening the ribs. And at some point, spiraling inward. And then softening your solar plexus, softening your neck. Starting very small. I'll make it a bit larger so you can see it on the camera. Start with very small circles. Releasing your neck. Allowing the length of the torso to take part in the movement as well. Softening your arms. If you'd like, you can draw your feet closer to each other. Only as long as you feel comfortable and balanced. A wave of softness spreading around the neck. Your chin falls upward because you soften your throat, not because you clench your neck. Your head falls downward because you release your neck, not because you clench your throat. It's all a letting go, all the way down toward the feet. Some aspect of your awareness resting beneath your feet in the ground. Move as slowly as you like. Be as gentle as you can. Again, at some point, when you feel as though you've softened and opened in this direction, you can return to center rolling up, and then change direction, again starting very small and gently spiraling outward in the opposite direction. Emphasizing a letting go. If you notice that you're finding areas within your neck that are very tight or very uncomfortable, go slow, go small. Find a way around. Don't push into the painful areas. Don't try to force popping or cracking. That's not part of the healing process. Part of the healing process is staying long, remaining through, if you know that term. The movement always remaining continuous all the way along the spine to the top of the head, remaining grounded beneath your feet. If you start pulling down and trying to create broken lines through the neck, you end up with an unhappy neck. Always taking care to soften, soften, soften. And again, continuing with this at your own pace until you find that your neck is feeling warm and as free as it's going to. Never allow yourself to become uncomfortable. Always feeling stable and relaxed. And at some point, rolling back up to center. We can do a closing movement here. Releasing your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, your neck, your chest, your belly. Settling on top of your navel. Release your hips, your knees, your feet. Again, pausing. Allowing your mind to settle quietly. Take your time. Remaining very comfortable, settling down, gently circling, softening up the front of the body, letting go of the chest, the throat, and softening up the back of the body. The mind is quiet and peaceful, your whole body a bit softer with each wave. As you soften open the front of the body, the shoulder blades fall down. It's as though the palms turned forward. And as you soften up the back of the body, again, the shoulder blades stay in back. Don't let them roll forward. But it's as the palms turn back. Gentle shoulder circles, gentle releasing of the neck, softening of the chest and upper back, softening of the belly and the lower back, softening of the front of the hips, releasing the glutes, softening the knees, releasing the front, opening and lengthening in the back. The palms and the feet completely soft, the fingers and toes totally relaxed. And when you're ready, tapering off, you can continue with this at your own speed, at your own time, again, until there's this feeling of softness along the front and the back of the body. Again, a closing movement. Opening the body and then softening your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders. Release your neck, soften your chest. Soften your solar plexus, your belly. Your awareness rests inside. Release your legs. Crown of the head floats up as you soften the neck. Tailbone and hips soften. Tailbone releases down, gently lengthening the spine. And all the while, the mind rests quietly in the center. It is a beautiful evening here. Dragonflies are out. So are the bats and the owls. So beautiful. Moving into black snake, comfortably slightly wider stance so that you can soften your hips. Letting go in between the movements. Lengthening through the shoulders, opening the front and the back, turning the waist. Shoulder stays soft and down. Gently pulling on the back of the head. Looking straight back. Gently looking up and back. Looking down and back. And then again, soften your wrist, your elbow, your shoulder, your neck, your chest, your waist, your hips, your knees, your feet. Letting go. And then again, opening. Shoulders stay soft. Turn your waist. This opposite hip stays open, soft and empty, so it does not twist. Never twist your knees. Opening the front of the body. Opening the back of the body. Releasing. All the way down and through. Opposite hip and knee stay open comfortably. Softening your neck. Keep the spine long. The waist comfortable. A gentle twist along the spine, not pulling, not using force. You're just letting go and allowing the twist to happen on its own. If you pull on the body, it will pull back. Closing when you're ready. You can continue with this practice until you feel as though the sides of your body are warm and soft and open. This twisting lateral motion feels liquid and effortless, moving in that direction. Don't push it. Just allow yourself to open as much as you're able. And when you're finished, settling, Your awareness settles inside. Practicing settling the mind through the process of letting go rather than through the process of hanging on. Effortless presence. When you're ready, white snake. As your hands lift, the elbows sink. The shoulders sink as the hands lift. As the hands lift, the neck is lengthened by letting go. The shoulder blades fall down the back as the hands lift. The chest opens and lets go. It's a natural opening and closing of the waist. Comfortable movements. Softening through the hips and the feet. Gentle twisting of the waist. Both sides. The breath is comfortable and effortless. Lengthening outward. Outward and around. Not up and down. Long and through. Long and through. The shoulders lengthen to the fingertips. Around the circle. It's a beautiful autumn evening, that late summer, early autumn feel. This mixture of warmth and coolness in the air, cool breezes, warmth from the ground. A little bit of moisture left in the air, but the dryness is coming and you can feel it. Stay connected to your environment. More comfortably wide stance, so that you're still able to soften your hips. And when you're ready, golden snake. Effortless movement. Soften. Open. Right side opens away from the left. Softens the shoulder. Right side closes back to the left. Right side opens away from the left. Right side closes back toward the left. opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, closing, closing more. Comfortable. Shoulders soft as the hand lifts. Shoulder softens more as it sinks. Turning your waist. Keep your legs soft. Only let your hand travel as far back as your waist can turn. Do not let your knee twist. I'm not putting my hand behind my back. I'm just turning my waist. Allow your awareness to follow comfortably within the movement. Allow your chest to sink naturally, to lift naturally, just because you're relaxing it. All of this stays soft. Chest lifts naturally, chest sinks naturally. Shoulders soft. Turning the waist. Turning the waist. Turning the waist. Only as far as your waist turns. You simply lengthen through the arm. Soften back to the center. Closing when you're finished. The waist is comfortable. The ribs are soft. It's as though they wrap comfortably around towards your navel because your back softens open. Your chest effortlessly free so that everything sinks down to the navel. The hips and feet are soft. Spend a few moments enjoying some spontaneous Qigong movement, moving in whatever way your body needs in this moment, just listening. Being soft, you can imagine that you are a giant water turtle swimming in the ocean. This thick shell embracing your spine, connecting above and below in your body. Moving as though immersed in this thick liquid, this deep ocean water, breathing comfortably. Just move through whatever form and practice that best suits you in this moment. should feel lively and free, effortlessly comfortable. And then whenever you're ready, let everything settle down through the body, just between your navel and your turtle shell. Hands resting on top of your navel. There are alders all around me dropping their leaves at the moment. And as they float down from the tree, they have this quality of slipping through the air as though it's water. Just taking their time, spiraling downward until they come to rest. That's the quality of this sinking through the body, letting go until it comes to rest. Let your mind rest like that, not because you are holding it down, but because you are letting it go. When you feel ready, gentle circles, softening downward along the spine. As the chin falls in, chest empties, Dantian lifts, back opens, opening along the throat, softening the chest, all the way down the waist, the hips, the feet. And then when you're ready, softening downward, softening, lengthening upward. All of this stays soft. Keep the length through your back as you sink. Relax your neck. Softening upward. Releasing back down. This movement can be as comfortable as you like it to be. You can also sink down further if you'd like. If that makes it easier for you to soften your back and your hips. Closing when you're finished. Feel your awareness settle down like that leaf, resting in this space in the middle dantian. Softening down. Releasing through your body. Only sink as far as is comfortable for your hips and knees, where you are soft rather than tightening up. Shoulders sink as your hands lift to the level of the navel. Releasing down, letting go before you start the next one. My shoulders sink down as my hands come up. Shoulders sink down, chest releases, belly softens, hips release. Chi flows down into the ground. It's as though you gather herbs from the garden, lift them up effortlessly to the level of the navel. Lengthening your spine, so dipping your hands into the sky, and then you soften your fingers, your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, your shoulder blades sink, your neck releases, your chest and upper back, your ribs and waist, your lower back softens. And then let it flow down through the hips, softening your thighs, softening your calves and your feet. And it's as you dip your hands into the ground, you gather that up gently, letting go of your body to lift. Pull it up through your lower back into the center of your body, that middle dantian. Letting go. Closing when you're finished. Awareness resting quietly behind the navel. If your mind wanders away, just let go of what's making it wander and it'll naturally fall back. Take your time. And when you're ready, notice that I'm not twisting my hips or my knees. My shoulders are not being thrown forward. Turn my navel a little bit, turn my navel back. Shoulders stay neutral, hips and knees stay neutral. Feet are comfortable. Letting go of your arms along the length of the arm. Simply allowing that centripetal force to draw your hands back effortlessly. You don't have to do anything. If you'd like to, you can strike the top of the shoulder, the outside of the hip, keeping the hips and knees soft. Closing one more time. If you'd like to, perhaps you can enjoy some middle embracing stance. Remaining gently settled into the present moment. And your intent is guiding awareness in the present moment to that space in the center of the body. If you'd like to, you can allow the hands to sink down. And it's as though you begin to fall asleep on your feet. And just let your whole body drift into this quiet, dreamless space. You can stay there until you feel quiet and comfortable, especially if it's just before bed, like for me. Just let everything settle and sink. When your palms are nice and warm, let that warmth soak into the eyes. Pulling off to the sides. Again. We have some very happy woodpeckers here today. They're also enjoying the autumn. Massaging along the triangle of the nose. You can massage along the eyebrows, gently scraping there. You can also circle around the eyes if you'd like. You can massage on the temples. You can massage the ears if you like. I won't do it because I have these in. You can also massage the face. You can drag your fingertips along back through your hair. If you cannot get your fingers into your hairdo, just do your best. Scrubbing the back of your neck, especially if you've been outside in the wind or the cold. Get the back of your neck nice and warm. You can also rub the sides of the neck. Your knuckles and then your fingertips. Soften your jaw, helping drainage and softness travel all the way down through the collarbone. Releasing the musculature and the pec, top of the shoulder. Beneath the arm, and then a light massage down the arms. If you find a spot that needs extra attention, take the time. There's no rush. Rubbing your solar plexus and the ribs, rubbing your navel. You can massage the front of the hips and the inguinal crease here, especially if this is an area of tension for you. Spend plenty of time here. This will help you to soften your legs. And of course, for our purposes, spend as long as you'd like massaging the lower back. Get it nice and warm. Massage the tips of the tailbone. You can use your fists or the backs of your hands. You can scrub side to side or up and down. Whatever it is that is most comfortable for you. Massaging the outside of the glutes. And then feel free to scrub and massage down the backs of the thighs and sides, all the way to the feet. And then rubbing up the insides to the belly. And then with the arms, up the outside to the shoulder, down the inside, from the shoulder to the fingertips. Allow this motion down the arms to release your whole body, sinking down all the way to the feet. Gently shaking the knees, the hips, the shoulders, the hands, the whole body if you like. Shake the neck, down the body, from the top of the head as though you are picked up by the top of your head and shaken. It goes down to your feet, like a fish. Closing one more time. Once more, the mind settles into the present moment. If thoughts tug at you, you simply just let them go by. No effort required. Thank you very much. Beautiful autumn day. Sun just went down over there among the trees. We're just past the Autumn Moon Festival. Time for celebration and harvest for all of our practice. Loving and honoring all of our loved ones. Thank you so much for joining me.